It's been 2 weeks since winter break ended, and I've already failed my New Year's resolutions. I'm ready for another break.
Well, it's a good thing we have a 3-day weekend.
Yep, thanks to MLK Day.
Yeah. It's easy to see it as just a day off, but it's really about thinking how we can make it a difference, not just individually, but as a community.
Honestly, I can see that. Personally, I've been the type to know what MLK stood for and why he was important, but I've never really taken the time to appreciate what he's truly done for the world.
It's one thing to know the history, but it's another thing to know how it shapes our community today.
Good point. There's always more to learn about why something matters.
Especially on a day like today, right before break when it's easy to check out, but also a good moment to pause and reflect.
That's right. Let's take this time to reflect on our community and how Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s message continues to shape the world and who we can become.
I'm Aiden Nguyen.
And I'm Nishiyama.
Welcome to Show 15, A Day On. To make a meaningful impact in our community, make sure to participate in the UCLA Blood Drive next Tuesday, January 20th. Students may donate anytime from 8:45 a.m. to 1:45 p.m. in the North Gym. Today is the last day to sign up for a specific time. However, if you're unable to sign up, walk-ins are allowed as long as you have the blood drive consent packet. Make sure you eat well and drink well in the days leading up to the blood drive. To pick up and complete your blood drive consent packet, go to any SMW member, the ASB office, or D102. Then submit the packet in the ASB office and schedule an appointment using the QR code below.
With a new year comes new laws. In 2026, a new set of state laws went into effect after being passed by the California legislature. Here's Mark with a closer look on how these laws could affect businesses, workers, and consumers.
Thanks, Anchors. As of January 1st, there are a few more laws that have been implemented in the state of California, affecting everyone from student safety and education to technology, the economy, and traffic rules. Laws have been passed encompassing large parts of our lives, from raising the minimum wage to monitoring traffic safety. A few laws have been passed to improve public safety, including California Senate Bill 720, which allows local governments to use automated traffic cameras to detect red light violations.
I've seen multiple accidents around the school campus, and I feel like if we added cameras, it'll definitely help the people that got in the accident, so whoever's in trouble gets in trouble.
Senate Bill 524 requires law enforcement agencies to share when artificial intelligence tools are used to help write official police reports.
I think the earlier we can start teaching young people how to be more responsible with AI and how to understand its functionality and how to understand its appropriate usage, I think we can all benefit.
California's minimum wage is rising up to $16.90 per hour in 2026. This increase is a part of a law that was passed in 2016 that adjusts wages each year because of inflation.
If they're saving up for something or they're paying for their own car, their own gas, then it will help them out. It also really depends on the place. They'll most likely start charging more, maybe $1, $2 more.
The effects of these new laws might show up in our lives sooner than we expect. This has been Mark, now back to the anchors.
Come join Arcadia Film and enjoy watching Big Hero 6 on January 30th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Pack Courtyard. Ticket sales will be starting next week for $5. You can buy tickets by DMing the Arcadia Film Instagram account at @ArcadiaFilm_ or by asking any Arcadia Film officer.
Get a head start on your PCC application with on-site support from PCC representatives on January 27th in the NPR. Sign up for a time slot using the QR code below and make sure to create a CC Apply account in advance as well. Make sure to bring your Chromebook and social security number the day of the event.
Identity and unity, two objectives in which both the bond between the White Mountain Apaches and the Arcadia Student Council Apache Commission strive to establish in our community. Kamila guides through the adventure of our Apache Commission's donation delivery and the bond between both Apache nations.
Thanks, Anchors. Honoring Indigenous history matters, and the recent White Mountain Apache visit helped the community reflect and move forwards with respect.
This past December, the White Mountain Apache tribe welcomed Arcadia High School, but the Apache Commission didn't come empty-handed.
Every year since the mid-90s, the SCAC has sponsored a toy and jacket drive. What this means is that we collect gently used donations to physically send to the White Mountain Apaches of Sibique in Arizona.
Yearly donations to the White Mountain Apaches consist of household items and necessities, not just toys and jackets. But why do we donate?
Arcadia High School has had a relationship with the White Mountain Apaches to honor them and to make sure that when we said we were the Apaches, that we were doing so in as culturally sensitive a way as.
Another SCAC money drive will be held this March, and donations are encouraged.
Thank you to the White Mountain Apaches for this enriching visit. By welcoming their voices, Arcadia takes a meaningful step towards deeper understanding and preserving of Indigenous cultures. This has been Kamila, and now back to the anchors.
Say It is a nonprofit organization and mental health club in Arcadia High School promoting open conversations about mental health in our community. On January 22nd, during lunch in the NPR, Say It will be hosting Set Your Marks, an event built to encourage others to speak on mental health in a positive and supporting environment.
Community colleges have long been misunderstood by students and educators. Kiana examines these misconceptions and explains how community colleges can serve as an accessible and impactful option for many students.
Thanks, anchors. Wait, I'm getting a call. Hello?
Hi, Kiana, I literally just got rejected from another school, and if I have to go to community college, I'm gonna cry.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because community college isn't as bad as it sounds. It can actually be a smart move. Community colleges are connected to local communities and provide flexibility with having smaller class sizes and online options which students can balance school with work and other responsibilities.
The first 2 years are free at the community college for first-time, full-time freshman students. You're able to get done those general ed classes that every student is going to have to take. You're getting those done for free rather than going directly to a four-year college, taking very similar classes and paying for them.
Here's an Arcadia student's perspective from someone who recently committed to a community college.
I chose community college for several reasons. I wanted to stay in California and I didn't want to settle for a school that I wasn't truly interested in. And for sports, it also gives me another chance to gain more exposure and receive more offers than I did after high school.
Thank you so much, Kiana. I feel way better now.
No problem. Hopefully you all learned a thing or two. Back to you, anchors.
I've heard people refer to the holiday as a day on rather than a day off, but what does that actually mean?
It means remembering that Dr. King didn't fight for comfort, but he fought for change. It's one of the few holidays that asks us to do more than just sleep in.
So a day on for...
On for peace, on for justice, on for the community we've seen all throughout this show.
I see what you mean, but how's this any different from any other holiday?
Well, that has to do with what it represents.
Could you elaborate?
I could, but so could Chase. Let's head to Chase so we can learn a little bit more about what MLK Day stands for.
Thanks, anchors. This Monday we recognize Martin Luther King Jr. Day, a time to honor the life and legacy of Dr. King, a leader of the civil rights movement who worked to bring equality, justice, and unity to our nation. His message of nonviolence and service continues to inspire many across the country, including right here at our school and local community. Martin Luther King Jr. was a minister, activist, and leader who worked to end segregation and fight racial injustice in America through peaceful protest.
I believe he wanted people to remember most that change doesn't come with violence, it comes with persistent kindness and love, and that he wasn't really fighting just for equal rights. I know that was one of his purpose, but his main purpose was for people to get treated equally.
It's tremendous what he did to really expand the ideas and combine of justice and combined the morality with the strategy and the politics to achieve these goals to bring freedom to many people around the world.
Martin Luther King Jr. Day became a federal holiday in 1983 and was first observed in 1986. Today it's recognized nationwide through reflection and community events that encourage people to take action. Nearby in Pasadena, groups like the Pasadena MLK Community Coalition continue that tradition through events like jazz concerts and performances, reminding people that working together can lead to real change.
I think more than anything, it's just a manner of how we treat each other, practicing civic engagement and civil dialogue, being aware of what's going on, treating each other with kindness and humanity, and looking at people and valuing their individual worth.
As we observe Martin Luther King Jr. Day, we're reminded that his dream of equality and justice lives on through our actions. By showing respect, helping others, and standing together, our community continues to honor his legacy. This has been Chase, and now back to the anchors.
Come to think of it, you know someone who influenced MLK?
Who?
Jackie Robinson.
Oh, of course! How could I forget? He's one of the most influential athletes of all time.
It wasn't just his athleticism, but it was his contribution to breaking the color barrier that inspired many people, including MLK.
Speaking of inspirational athletes, what about our Apaches?
Of course, how could I forget? Take it away, Aiden.
Inspirational is definitely the word you could use to describe how great our Apache athletes have been performing, especially on the basketball court. Stick around to see a live interview highlighting some of our superstars from the girls' team. And speaking of basketball, let's see how they did this week. The boys set a season-high scoring record of 92-32 against Hoover, while the girls matched this electric performance, also winning against Hoover 70-15. Last night, Arcadia's Hoopers had another great match against Crescenta Valley. The boys won with an impressive 72-54, but the girls sadly lost with the score of 57-67. Now, let's look at the scores for Arcadia's other sports this week. Girls water polo started out their week winning against Hoover on Monday with a score of 15-1, and they followed that up with another win against Pasadena on Tuesday with a score of 14-3. Now, let's head over to the pool to see the splash that Arcadia made against Crescenta Valley on Thursday. Take it away, Juliet.
Thanks, Aiden. Yesterday, our girls' varsity water polo team took on Crescenta Valley on their annual senior night. With fast-paced action in the pool and strong teamwork, the game kept everyone on their toes from start to finish. Coming off of a win on Tuesday against Pasadena, the team sits second in the Pacific League. Today, Arcadia celebrated their senior night and clinched a 4-point lead in the beginning of the game. But unfortunately, Crescenta Valley caught up and continued with their momentum. After a hard-fought match, CV broke the tie at 7-7, while Arcadia fell short of the win, finishing with a score of 7-9, with Arcadia now currently sitting 4th in the Pacific League. A tough loss today for Arcadia against Crescenta Valley, but this surely doesn't diminish their past season accomplishments or effort shown all year. This has been Juliet, now passing it back to Aiden.
Thanks, Juliet. Now moving on over to the field, our boys and girls soccer teams played great against Hoover and Crescenta Valley. The boys unfortunately lost nail-biters 1-2 against Hoover and 1-2 against CV. The girls, on the other hand, did incredible, especially against Hoover with a score of 9-0. We had Millie on the grass to cover their game against Crescenta Valley. Go for it, Millie.
Thanks, Aiden. This past Thursday, the Arcadia girls soccer team went against Crescenta Valley in a home game. Our players brought energy and focus to the field as they worked to control the game. The game started with Crescenta Valley taking an early lead as they scored the first goal within 10 minutes of the first half. The teams battled for control for the rest of the half, and while we saw very close attempts from both sides, they were evenly matched in defense and offense, keeping the rest of the half scoreless. Crescenta continued to maintain their advantage, and despite multiple attempts to equalize, neither team managed to find the net again. Crescenta Valley ultimately held on, and the match ended with a final score of 1-0. Still, our girls left in good shape, maintaining 3rd in league. Arcadia girls soccer team showed effort and resilience on the field this past Thursday. This has been Lily. Now back to Aiden.
We're going here. Thanks for the rundown, Millie, but without further ado, let me introduce Arcadia girls basketball. With me are players Caden De Leon, Nikki Tran, and Haley Lamb. First, Caden, what kind of preparation goes into every game?
So yeah, a lot of preparation goes into every game that we have, whether that's physical or mental, just watching film, practicing, or having mental training. We just have to make sure that we go into every game with confidence and aggression and just trust in each other and in our own skills.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of hard work. And Nikki, what goes through your head when you're up during halftime compared to when you're down?
Well, when we're up, I just tell myself not to get too comfortable with the lead. And I also think about all the plays that'll work, whether it's on offense or defense. And when we're down, I remind myself to calm down, and we still have 2 more quarters, so we got that. And I remind myself of the mental strategies we work on before the games.
Wow, it's interesting to see how you guys approach those different scenarios. And finally, Haley, what does recovery look like for you guys, especially playing so many games?
Yeah, so basically it differs per person, but what we usually do is we go to physical therapy with Jack and Matt. We love them very much, shout out to them. But also, physical therapy is also not important, or it's important, but not as much as important as mental training with Jeff Beckers. Basically, he goes through his podcast with us, and that's how we mentally approach each game. So it's super refreshing for us.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, thank you guys all so much for coming in, and I wish you guys well for the season to come. This has been Aiden. Now back to the anchors.
Still thinking it's a day off?
You know, I am, but at least I understand its significance and can appreciate all the people throughout history, such as MLK, who have created differences for the future of others.
Exactly. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was representative of how people don't change through tearing each other apart, but building each other up.
In addition to Dr. King, on Monday, I want to wish a happy birthday to APN's very own Dylan Nguyen and Coach Elias.
If you want a birthday shout out on one of our shows, be sure to fill out this link down below.
And if you haven't already, make sure to follow our socials down below. This has been Kai.
And this has been Aiden.
See you next week. Bye.